Week 7 of the fantasy football season, and here's a few kickers that have his sleeper options this week. The first guy, Chase McLaughlin of the Indianapolis Colts. So right here, I ranked him within my top 12 in fantasy kickers this week here, but still available in 90% of leagues here is McLaughlin. In the last few weeks, he's been putting up some good fantasy numbers. Week 5 at Denver, 30 to a 30-yarder, a 40 to a 40-yarder, and 250-plus yarders. And then Week 6 versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, 20 to a 29-yarder, 40, 49-yarder, and 2 extra points. So this week here at division rival, the Tennessee Titans, I think this could be a grinded-out type of ball game where they're going to have to settle for some field goals once again as this Colts team. I know Jonathan Taylor is probably coming back in this one, and they're going to try to finish some more drives in the end zone with Taylor running back. But McLaughlin's kicking the football well. He's getting the opportunities. It's just the type of offense he's in. And the way I could see this game going is where he gets the chances. So this week, I have him as a sleeper. The next guy's Greg Zuerlein of the New York Jets. Greg the Leg leaving the Dallas Cowboys in the offseason when they didn't want him anymore, and going to the New York Jets. And he's been pretty solid over the last few weeks here for the Jets, and possibly a fantasy option. Available in 90% of fantasy leagues as well. Week 4, Pittsburgh, 6 fantasy points. Week 5 versus the Dolphins, in that one, 8 fantasy points. And Week 6 at Green Bay, 8 fantasy points. So right here, good matchup on paper for Greg the Leg and the Jets. The Denver Broncos are a bend but don't break type of defense here, where a lot of teams don't get in the end zone a lot, but they do give up the third most fantasy points to kickers on the season. So with him available in 90% of fantasy leagues, and the Jets on offense that don't finish many drives in the end zone unless it's Breece Hall, he's a good option this week with all those factors as a sleeper. And the third and final kicker I have as a sleeper option this week is Jason Myers of the Seattle Seahawks. And Myers, another guy who cracked my top 12 in my fantasy rankings. So if you haven't seen the kicker video, check it out if you need more information about kickers this week. But anyway, over the last few weeks here, Myers has been great. Week 4 at Detroit, 13. Week 5 at New Orleans, 8. And Week 6 versus Arizona, 12. So he's in an offense right now that's been scoring the football a lot, or at least getting down there in red zone opportunities. But over the last few weeks here, they've putting up points. Week 4 at Detroit, 48 for this Seattle team. At New Orleans, 32 in Week 5. And last week, I only know 19 fantasy points, but he kicked 3 field goals in that one. So right now, available still in 74% of fantasy leagues. And he's a kicker that is a sleeper this week. So that's a few kickers I have as sleepers for Week 7 of the fantasy football season.